is just a posterior hip mobilization. So we're going to get Mitch down onto the ground here. We're going to work through a 90-90 stretch, or a pigeon pose as it's sometimes called in yoga. So he's going to start with this front leg here at about 90 degrees of hip flexion, 90 degrees of knee flexion, internally rotated there. Or actually, I guess I should say externally rotated. Trailing leg is going to be back either at 90 degrees here, or if he's got the hip range of motion, he could even come back further into this. Key points here as he's going through this is I want him to stay nice and tall through the chest. All of this movement is coming from the hip rather than rounding out that lumbar spine. So what he's going to do is stay nice and tall and then lead out with that sternum coming right over the top of that knee there. And just like with any stretch, he's going to hold for 30 to 45 seconds or so. As he starts to feel like this starts to loosen up, what he can do is he can start to explore a little bit, some different angles down that shin, eventually getting out to over that foot and ankle. Just like with any of these mobilizations or stretches, if you feel any pain, go ahead and discontinue, and just don't push it. Don't hurt yourself as you're doing these things. These should not be painful. It should feel like a good stretch rather than pain.
All right, so walking through this bad position. Look, what we can't see, guys, is coming here and just falling down.
Absolutely.
All right, so we want to stay here and just let that sternum fall. And as you hold it, it will go down further.
Yes.
As we're reaching over, again, don't reach over. Just go ahead and slide that sternum down your shin here.
Yeah, and the whole key to keeping this core engaged and keeping that back as flat as possible, we don't want to excessively load up the vertebral discs, because that flexed position, especially when we repeatedly get into that flexed position, that's what leads to a disc herniation. So we want to protect that spine as much as possible.
Nice walk up here. Low falls over here. So another option. A lot of you guys come in and working this groin and all this good stuff. We dig it, but we want to give you some more tools here. We're going to do the same thing, but with a box. So Bryce, go ahead and mark through here.
So what we're going to do is we're going to, again, come up into that same hip flexed position, coming up into that external rotation of the hip, and then I'll actually go ahead and kind of walk through this one here. We're going to get this knee down as low as we can to the box. Again, staying nice and tall through the chest, and just moving all that movement through the hip as opposed to rounding out that spine. Again, I'm going to hold here until it starts to feel like I get some of that relaxation, 30, 45 seconds or so, and then again I'm going to start to explore a little bit through some different areas here, eventually working my way down towards this foot. And again, key points for this is going to be slow controlled movements, holding each movement for about 30 to 45 seconds, and again, you should not feel any pain with this.
Think on this, guys. If you round the spine, you take some of the load off of where you're trying to get onto.
Yep.
Anything else?
That's all.